Hey guys, so today I want to talk about an interesting play I made today on Twitter and kind of explain some of the thinking behind what happens with this stock as it has been very volatile over the last month to 3 months time period, and you can see that it's been very up and down here as a result. Now, I wouldn't recommend this stock for swing trading because it does often break its channel. However, you can see that it can strongly follow a channel for a long time until a certain news event breaks that cycle or kind of takes them off the pattern. Now, today's news cycle wasn't very eventful, and there was news of new vaccines, etc. However, none of those news affected Twitter as much as this tweet that came out today. Now, Donald Trump in the last few days or in the last few weeks has been at war with Twitter, and I talked about this in one of my other videos, but increasingly Twitter has become more and more political, and instead of focusing on being a free speech platform, have decided to start arbitrarily deciding what is okay for them to post and what is not okay for the people to post on the platform. And as a result, this is making Twitter stock very, very volatile. And as you guys know, a lot of people love volatility when it comes to trading options. Now, today, you can see that Twitter put this message on President Trump's tweet, and this was around 9 hours ago. So, around literally when the stock market opened, there's a message here that says this tweet violated the Twitter rules about abusive behavior. However, Twitter has determined that it's good for the tweet to remain accessible. So essentially what this means is that they're kind of trying to ruin Trump's image just by showing this message instead of focusing on what the message really said, because they are still showing the message. So that means that it wasn't that bad that they had to remove it from the platform, but at the same time they don't want people to have access to these ideas, and this is essentially media censorship. So what Trump wants to argue is that in order for Twitter to become or to continue being a platform like it is, they have to classify it as a media news source because of the fact that they are policing a lot of these tweets that some influential people are putting up on the platform. And a lot of people are very against this coming into last week and coming into last month. Now, the tweet that he did post is that there will be an autonomous zone. There would never be an autonomous zone in Washington, D.C. as long as he's their president. If they try, they will be met with serious force. Now, essentially, what this means is that he will move in the National Guard, and the mayor of Seattle actually already announced that she's going to be clearing out this autonomous zone because there were multiple deaths there in the last week. And honestly, there's no way there could be a zone in the United States without proper policing or without proper security there. The locals have actually come out in multiple instances and reported that they are scared to live there. And as a result, it's very controversial that Twitter actually censored this tweet because of the fact that this is something that the president deems to be extremely important, and additionally something that is already happening. So the fact that Twitter blocked this tweet is kind of strange because it's not necessarily super controversial of an opinion here. Now, what I did do on Twitter stock is, unfortunately, I got in very late on this play. I wish I would have noticed it in the morning when it first dropped. However, the block actually came around here, and Twitter has been coming down. Like I said, it's a very volatile stock. They've been up and down a lot of the time. However, in this last week alone, you can see that they did come down all the way to 3307, and we're recovering. And then right when this tweet came out, they jumped off about $1 of their value all the way to 32.82. So the move that I essentially played was buying two contracts into next week, and one that they're going to put off very much closer to the money, because I do feel that they can continue losing off this move if Trump does come out again and report some kind of very rash decision on Twitter, such as that he's going to put an executive order or something of the sort like he did last time the situation happened. However, at the same time, I'm not sure if, since I missed the whole day, tomorrow is going to be a day of recovery for Twitter. So I also went ahead and bought the $37 call for next week. Now, if either of these calls do come into the money, you can see that Twitter did move around $1 today, around $1, yeah, exactly, almost $1, and in the last week has come down around $5. So essentially what that shows is that they do have good movement, And some of these plays could come to be worth a lot. Now, if I see by Friday that these plays aren't profitable, then I will try to let them go at whatever my loss is. However, that will probably be around $1 or $2 total on both legs of the trade. So I'm very optimistic about this trade. Meaning something. And in my previous video, I did say that I'm not a big fan of Twitter, and I don't like the fact that they are politicizing themselves as a platform and kind of trying to pick a side here with this presidential election. It's not going to bode well for any company who's trying to be traded publicly and at the same time be very, very privately owned and have some private thinking behind what they're doing instead of just simply being a company and kind of focusing on the matters at hand here. So yeah, you can see that they've been down all the way to $23. They actually are recovering very well ever since the market downturn here in the last few weeks. However, they haven't been able to break the $30 price level, and when they did, they came right back down. And they'll probably do it again here because we are having this weak SPY and weak market in general. So yeah, just keep a close eye out for this stock because it could be the next one to bounce. You can see that according to their pattern here, if you draw a line from the bottom of here to the bottom of here, they are due to come up a little bit. However, so is the whole stock market as a whole. And I know a lot of people are watching these channels that these stocks sit in and these ranges and are very critical of the fact that they could be the next bouncing point for these stocks. So yeah, just keep a close eye out. The market hasn't had a green day in a long time, and today wasn't it. A lot of news came out today talking about research from Penn State, etc., etc., and the market doesn't like this uncertainty. So, like I said, if there's more uncertainty coming with Twitter, you can expect the puts to be gaining value. And if there's not a lot of uncertainty and they're able to recover a little bit, then the calls will probably be gaining value. So just keep a close eye out for what happens with Twitter here, along with this news from our president. So yeah, guys, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video and keep an eye out for the trades.